Wait, what? Alright, hold on. Scuff already. It's just frozen on my hand. My hand's not even supposed to be under the camera yet. Alright. Hello, camera. What are you doing? Are you not connected? It sure would suck if you're not connected anymore. Uh-oh. I heard that dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Nope. Nope. Something has gone terribly wrong. Well, what if? What if I just plug it back in and out and in again? That works. Hey. See? Zach, the tech guy, figures it out once again. Maybe I should move this closer. Anyways. Hello, and a prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, Master of VTuber, and tonight, I'm gonna show off my Kamen Rider OOO driver. Also, congratulations Obobo for getting first. You're officially the coolest member of chat tonight. So the OOO driver was the second Kamen Rider belt I ever gotten, and it's one of my favorites. Because Kamen Rider OOO is my favorite rider. Which makes sense. Anyways, let's start off with showing off the box. Ja-da! Kamen Rider OOO 10th Anniversary Edition. Raida Beruto DX OOO Driver. And even says it in English just in case you couldn't tell. It's the OOO driver. Count the medals. 1, 2, and 3. We have the Taka medal. We have the Kuwagata medal. We have Tora medal. We have Bata medal. And a cool shot of Kamen Rider OOO in his default Tatobo combo. Wow, Jozu. Nihongo Jozu. That reminds me, Obobo, that reminds me, because you said Jozu. That reminds the time I went to Japan in 2024. When I went with Dr. Swoosh and Jack Delane. And we went to Kabukicho. The real-life inspiration for Kamurocho. And we went to a succubus bar. And we started talking up the girls there who were serving us drinks. And eventually they would go like, wow, Nihongo Jozu. Mainly at me. And you know, their English was pretty good too. So I played the Uno reverse card. And I told them, Eigo Jozu. I think they got the joke. Yes. Hello Prisma, it's O's. Happy birthday! Good old Kogami, aka Cake Boss. As you can see, the 10th anniversary logo for OOO. You know, they put, in place of the 0, they put the shattered Taka medal. Cause you know, Toei loves giving us the gut punch in the feels. Now what's on the other side of the boxes? Well, on the top, we have Tajador with the Kujaku medal. on the side, it doesn't show really well because it's like, Gatta Kiriba combo. On the other side, Ratorata combo. And on the bottom, just a bunch of technical stuff. Oh, and the back. Happy birthday! In big ol' English letters. And, you know, a shot of O's with the sword. I unfortunately do not have the sword. Or the Tacha spinner. Or any of the other extra accessories. I was just focused on getting the belt. But yeah, this is the box that it comes in. Warning, choking hazard. Yeah, we know. This is for kids. Anyways, without further ado, here is the O's driver. In the show, this starts off as like a hunk of rock. It doesn't like become shiny and a marketable toy until Ankh places the O's driver on Eiji's waist. But yeah, even in the design, O's, 3 circles. And of course we come with the default combo, Tatoba, Taka, Tora, Bata. Maybe I should hold them up closer. Taka, the hawk. Tora, the tiger. Bata, the grasshopper. And you know, the default set, the belt, comes with a full set of red, a full set of yellow, and full set of green. Now, the medals, they each have their assignment. Like, there is a head medal, a body medal, and a legs medal. Like, Taka would be the head. Tora would be the body. Well, mostly mainly the arms. And Bata would be the legs. Tatoba, Tatoba, Tatoba. And of course you have to like turn it on its side. And little fun things like the blue lines on the O's driver, when you turn it sideways, it lines up with the blue lines on the connecting parts of the belt. Very nice touch. And this thing is where you hold the other medals. You have to be kind of careful though. This thing is prone to opening very easily. So if you're running really fast, really reckless, you run the very real risk of having this thing open up and the medals going flying everywhere. Kind of like in the show. Of course. We have the O scanner, the catalyst for this whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of dusty, but we can work with this. You can use like a pen to open this up. There's a little circular thing you can just pop. And when you push down on it, you can open it up. This thing takes 3 AAA batteries. No Aqua, Strength, or Dinos. Those medals come separately, unfortunately, Prisma. But anyway, the OOO scanner takes 3 AAA batteries in alternating direction. And click like that. And this thing, see, it can just slide into this, because you're supposed to hold it on your belt. And you pull it out like a cool guy when you're about to do your transformation. Of course, there's the on and off switch. I don't know if you can hear that. And of course, there's a little button here you press when you're getting ready to do the Henshin scan. As you can see, it alternates between the colors. Red for the birds, yellow for the cats, green for the insects, white for strength animals, blue for the aquatic creatures, purple for the dinosaurs, and orange for the movie exclusive form. Of course, you hold it down too long without doing anything, then it's just gonna stop. So, the thing is, luckily there's like a groove you can run the O scanner through while you're holding down the button. It's kind of a complicated process. Alright, so you can do... Yep. You can do it really slowly to hear the individual metal sounds. Or you can do it really fast, like in the show. Now, once you do the initial scan for the henshin, you can do another scan, the scanning charge, for the finishing attack.
Scanning charge!
That's where, you know, Kamen Rider O uses his sword, but like I said, I don't have the sword. Now, the special jingle only happens if you have, like, the right combination. Like, so if I switch out the Tora medal for, let's say, the Kamakiri medal, and do the scan again, it'll do the sound effects for the transformation. But there won't be, like, a little singing jingle like Tatoba, Tatoba, Tatoba. Those are only reserved for Tatoba and the full combos. But let's just put the medals in here in kind of like order. Alright. Cheetah, Lion, Kuwagata, Taka, Kujaku, Condor. So, first full combo. Kuwagata, Kamakiri, Batta. Probably one of the harder jingles to replicate. So you see, start it up, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then scan. And do another one. Scanning charge! The Shadow Clue no Jutsu! That's basically what it is. We also call it the special effects budget killer. Next up, Lion, Tora, Cheetah, and one more for good measure. Scanning charge! Also, if you do a scanning charge with like a mishmash, it'll do a generic sound. It won't do like the special finisher, specially reserved for the full combos. Now, of course, we have my favorite, Taka, Kujaku, Kondoru. Scanning charge.
Scanning charge.
So yeah, let's just do like a mismatch, just to show off that like we don't get any. We can only get a generic one. Yep, generic sound. Generic scanning charge. Alright, let's put the medals back in the correct order so I don't mix them up. Alright. Now, normally, that would be the end of the showcase. However, since you brought it up, Prisma, you were like, aw, no Aqua, no Strength, no dinosaurs. Lo and behold, da-da-da-da! OOO's 10th anniversary. OOO's medal set. And front and center is Puto Tira combo. On the side, we have a lot of writing that I cannot read. And then we have a picture of Ankh with the cell medals. Kamen Rider OOO's 10th anniversary. Now let's see, how the hell do I open this without doing significant damage to the box? Alright, I think I found the tape. Yeah. Alright. You know, I refrain from opening this for like the longest time because I never managed to get my hands on the core metal book that Ankh uses to hold all the core metals. So, you know, out of practicality, I just never opened this up because I didn't have a place to store all the metals. I mean, I guess I could just keep them in the box after I was done playing with them. Anyways, I have a box cutter. I use the box cutter. Yes, we have a paper instruction manual. Yep. Sai Koa. Sai, rhino. Gorilla. Zol, for elephant. Shachi, orca. Unagi, eel. Taco, octopus. Pterodactyl, ptera. Torai, yep. Yeah. Triceratops. Did the light go out for a bit? I don't know. Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus. I believe this is alligator, if I just remember the right one. No, this one's cobra, turtle, alligator. I'm pretty sure these are out of print now, so if you want to try to get them now, be prepared to pay out the wazoo from resellers. Anyways, there we go. We have the remaining. We have Sai, Gorilla, Zol. We're going in order. We also have Sagozo, we have Shauta, we have Putotira, and we have Burakawani. I can never remember the last one. Because it's like Buddha from Kobuda, Ka from Kame, and Wani from Wani, alligator. Alright, so let's hope these actually work. I've never tested these yet, So we have Sai, Gorilla, Zo, Rhino, Gorilla, Elephant. Sakozo! Sakozo!
Scanning the charge!
Oh yeah, the gravity attack where it just stomps into the ground and everyone gets stuck in the ground and then he pulls them in for like a mega punch. It's simple, but it's effective. I really wish I had the binder. But those are extremely difficult to get. And, you know, Toy Planet. I scoured Toy Planet from both aisles. I could never find the binder. Alright, Shachi. The orca. Unagi. The eel. Taco. The octopus. Ta-da! Shachi, Unagi, Taco!
Shut! Unagi! Taco! Shasha Shota!
Shasha Shota! Scanning charge! I'm very glad I kept the box for this and never opened it until now. Just so I can have like relatively easy storage. And here we are now. The dangerous purple metals. Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus. 3 members of the Zoo Dangers. Let's make sure, yep. Puto Tyrannosaurus. And it's the only one. The only full combo that has like a white bodysuit compared to everyone else who has a black bodysuit. Torikera. That's how they say Triceratops. Torikera. Let me see if the katakana matches up. Torikera. Yep. Scanning charge!
Scanning the charge!
I'm pretty sure that's the war for Fang Diamond. Just maybe in a lower pitch. And now, the movie exclusive one. Cobra. Turtle. Kame. I think. And Wani. Alligator or crocodile. I can't remember exactly. Anyways. In they go. In they go. Orange! Henshin! Burakawani. Scanning charge.
Scanning the charge.
Yep, that's all I have for now. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, I don't have Super Tatoba. I don't have Tamashi combo, which is Taka, Imagine, and Shocker. I don't have the Love, Love, Love combo. Huh. I don't have Same Kujira o Kamuyo. I don't have Ebi Kani Sasori. I don't have Shika Gazelle Ushi. Oh, it's part of the CSM. Yeah, no wonder I don't have it. You think I had money for a CSM O's driver? I wish. But yes, we can just put this back on. Pop. Put the booklet under. Easy. Slide it back into the box. And pretend like we never removed it. Wait a minute. What the hell is blocking the way? Nothing's blocking the way. So why is it not going back in all the way? Something must be blocking the way, otherwise we wouldn't have this much trouble. Anyways. Good enough. That's the core metal set. And the base belt set. Alright, let's put in the OG combo. Taka, Tora, Bata. Put away the other metals and hopefully they don't pop out. Yeah, you only have slot for 4, maybe 6 if you push it in here. Alright, let's see. The head metals go in there. Yeah, 6 metals. Bata, Condor, Kujaku. Wait. Condor, Bata. Wait, which one is this? It's Kamakiri. I'm putting it in the wrong slot. Thanks for throwing this off. Thank you for indulging me in my childlike hobbies. All right, one more henshin for the road. Scanning charge.
Scanning charge.
And then turn it off so I don't totally drain the batteries. Luckily, this is like 3 AAA batteries, and I have 3 AAA batteries, and they're rechargeable. So if I ever play too much with them, I can always just recharge them. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the showcase. BRB, as I just get ready for a Zatsudan stream, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like writing tonight. So BRB ads. Yep, same thing. Fireflower. Ready to hurt, Mario. I'm gonna show up you a new skill I just picked up. Yeah, I'm walking. Yeah.
Dismal. Easy. Bash. Apocalyptic. Savage. 6 skills.
Oh, so close. But Goombara will finish him off. Sit tight, folks. Now departing from Mount Rugged. Choo-choo, motherfuckers! You're on my train with a face and I'm coming away. Choo-choo, motherfucker, it's a motherfucking birthday. Oh, that's cute. Star-shaped puffs of smoke. Chapter 2: The Mystery of Dry Ruins. I'll put a high-tech lock up on my shelf so that the fuzzies can't take it. They'll never manage to pry off me now. Ha ha. I'm not sure if I can even get off, to be honest. I may have put myself in quite a doozy.
I'm in danger.
The fuzzy that took my shell's just inside my house. I'll guard the door while you grab him like a whoop. Sounds like a plan. Ready or not, here we come. If we're meeting new enemies. Whoa, Mario, what the? You think you're so cool with your sunglasses and your spiked collar? Think again. You're no match for Mario Jumpman Mario. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this suspiciously long hallway. Anyways, I'm back now. Alright, let's try not using paper smoke. Let's try another track we can use. Yeah, the good old Girls Frontline 2 dorm music. Let's turn it down for a bit. And maybe move the webcam arm out of the way, and there goes my pocket knife. Oh well. That's future me's problem. You know, I don't think I've actually done like a pure Zatsudan stream. Mainly I try to Zatsudan while I'm like mindlessly grinding in like, say, I don't know, Infinite Wealth or Chaos Legion or Genshin Impact or any game where I can just go autopilot and free up brain space to actually talk with chat. Like, if I'm too invested in the game, like in the story parts of Infinite Wealth or Dondoko Island, then I tend to kind of tunnel vision and kind of ignore chat, which is not my intention. You know, I could always, you know, spare some effort to level up my yapping skills. The problem is, like, it's very difficult to think of anything to talk about without going into details about my personal life, which I'm gonna say I do a very good job of keeping my personal life under wraps. Let's just say that, like, I've given out so little information about myself that none of you would be able to identify my body in a morgue. As morbid as that sounds, that is the intention. I feel like I do a very good job of avoiding the whole parasocial thing that is all too common in the VTuber sphere. I'd like to say I do a good job of preventing such parasocial stuff from happening. You know, being a guy probably helps with that immensely. Like, I rarely talk about my personal life. I rarely give out, like, personal details. I'm pretty sure none of you can triangulate where I actually live, which is good, because I don't want any of you showing up at my front door and bothering me. And you're probably wondering, Thunder, don't you have more things to worry about than simply being bothered? Nah, not really. If someone comes a knocking at the door, and I'm not expecting anyone, I'm just going to ignore it. There, problem solved. Do not underestimate my ability to ignore things. I think I do a pretty damn good job of ignoring things like my sleep schedule. Yeah, if I can help it, if I have confidence in my ability to do so, if someone comes knocking on my door or ringing the doorbell and I'm not expecting anyone, I'm gonna sneak to, like, the room right above the front door and, like, peek out the window, look down below onto the street or in front of the house and be like, try to see if there's a car in front, if there's a car parked in the driveway that doesn't belong to us. And if I see a car and I don't recognize the car, I'm just going to ignore it. But sometimes it's like a delivery truck, like FedEx or UPS or Purolator or something along those lines. In that case, if I do see that out of the window, I make a mad dash down the stairs, open the door before they bolt off, leaving a notice that, like, hey, we tried to deliver. Like, no, you didn't. You rang the doorbell once, and you probably mad dash back to the truck. I hate it when they do that. Well, it's starting to get colder around here. Like, last night, I legitimately felt cold. Like, I had to wear, like, long pants. I had to wear pajama pants instead of the usual shorts, because they're easy and comfy to wear. And now, even now, I'm wearing pajama pants. And I'm wearing a hoodie now. You could probably tell from, like, when I was doing the hand cam stream, but, like, you couldn't see, like, my bare arms. You saw my hoodie sleeves, my puffy hoodie sleeves. I didn't realize, like, how puffy the sleeves were for this HoloLive hoodie. This customizable hoodie that you can use to decorate, like, your hoodie with all your Oshi merch. You know, which is what I did for 2025 HoloFest. Of course, it got a little hot inside the venue, so eventually, like, I did have to take it off. Oh, speaking of HoloFest, they announced this, like, it's gonna be a super HoloFest, which is probably gonna be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're making it 3 days instead of 2 now. Now, can I go for the three-peat? I'm still wearing mine since I can wear knee-highs. Nice. That sounds very comfortable. Can I go for the three-peat? Can I win win the right to purchase a HoloFest ticket for the 3rd year in a row? Can I do what many professional sports teams cannot do? Go for a three-peat. 3 years in a row of winning. I guess only time will tell. I mean, I actually have to wait until the lottery opens. It usually opens, the first wave is like either early or mid-December. Or maybe even late December. I can't remember. Well, if we do happen to win, if we pull off the three-peat somehow, if we pull it off somehow, I do want to go to, like, somewhere different besides Tokyo. I mean, obviously we need to go to Tokyo for the actual event. But before that, I don't know. Maybe hang out somewhere else in the country. Somewhere I haven't actually been. I was thinking maybe Osaka. I mean, granted, it is a significant distance away from Tokyo, but that's why we have bullet trains. At least, that's why they have bullet trains. We don't have shit here in Canada. Anyways. I sure like to say the word anyways a lot, don't I? Anyways, what else is going on in my life? Well, the new update for Girls Frontline 2 dropped yesterday. I managed to get Florence into 10 polls. That was a legitimate surprise. So then I just decided to go for Chuhua. But 61 polls later, I got a Vepley instead. Yeah, that sucks. Well, hey, at least I'm guaranteed next one. Whoever's coming out after Florence, I believe it's Lind. Basing that solely on Mo's comments at the last Bellion Island broadcast. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I have about 30-ish polls. Not on Girls Frontline 2. Girls Frontline 2 I have like 180 polls. Genshin I have 30 polls. And I want Nefer so bad, but I don't know if we can actually get her. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. And unfortunately you can probably only get one copy of her. Based on my Genshin luck. Like, Girls Frontline 2, I can get the 5-star, the limited unit in like 20 bowls. GG easy. That would never happen to me in Genshin. At this point in Genshin, I'm just playing for the story at this point. I'm not going to spend any money in Genshin. And I bought like 2 costumes in Girls Frontline 2 and that's it. After the whole skin gacha debacle that's happening on CN, I'm like, nah. I don't feel like spending any more money on this game. Also, I did mention it's getting colder, which means winter is coming. Which means winter tires. Fortunately, I did manage to buy some new winter tires and signed up for a Costco membership in the process. That was the only way I could get like a discount. And they're running an additional special promotion. One for buying winter tires and one for like new members get like X amount of dollars off if you spend Y amount of dollars. Spending more money on games. Not Girls Frontline 2. Definitely not Genshin. Not Blue Archive. Azure Lane, the jury's still out on that one. Also, hi Soul. I've just finished showcasing my Kamen Rider O's driver, and now we're doing a Zatsudan because I'm trying to get better at yapping, because that is a core skill for VTubers. Just be able to yap and yap about pretty much anything. So as I was saying, I guess I'm a Costco member now. The only thing I know about Costco, it's you can buy a lot of things in like super bulk. The hot dogs are like $1.50. It have been for like ever. And since I bought the tires, the winter tires, through Costco, it gets shipped to the nearest Costco near my house. And they can install them for me for free. It's either free or it was included in the price. Either way, I don't have to pay extra money to have them install the winter tires. And they got wheels to go with the tires. And I made sure they were according to the specifications of my new car. So we're gonna have all that installed in like 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, actually. You know, some people might say it's a little too soon for that. It's only late October that I'm getting them installed. But hey, I'd rather get them installed now, when it's getting kind of close to winter territory, than to wait until when it's actually winter, then have to be put on a friggin' waiting list and not have time to actually install the winter tires. Oh no, winter is already where Soul's at. My condolences, Soul. Driving into winter is not fun. Playing around in the winter is fun. Driving, not so much. That's why I'm getting the winter tires. Because, oh my god. Slipping on black ice, not fun. And losing control of your vehicle, also not fun. Have I had those things happen to me? Yes. That's why I'm like, get those winter tires installed. I don't even know, like, what's the math on, like, how much money do you need to spend at Costco per year to make the membership worth it? This is some kind of research I need to do. Alright. How much do you need to spend at Costco to make membership worth it? Wow, it's the second autofill result. Wow. Here's how to tell. Let's see. Restaurant owners. That's not me. Families or roommates of 4 or more. Not me. Anyone who throws more than 3 or so dinner parties a year. Not me. People who can wait for deals to buy laptops or computers. Because, like, the regular one's like $60 a year. How much money could you save shopping at Costco? Kirkland signature brand, blah blah blah. Rotisserie chicken, prime beef. Pricing codes. Weird pricing like $79 or $49. It's been marked down. 88 or 00. Manager markdown. Costco easily covers the cost of membership with the many discounts with auto servicing, tires, auto buying, car insurance, even car rentals. Costco gas, biggest pet peeve. Taro flavored boba tea. Please share what the hell that tastes like. I'm not really a boba tea drinker, which probably sounds bizarre considering I'm Asian. I don't know, I just never got into it. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. Captain Crunch with the berries. Oops, all berries. Coconut. Coconut is usually hit or miss for me. Depends on like coconut what? Coconut like cookies? Yeah. Coconut drinks? Anyway, that's enough doing research on Costco. I guess when we go install our winter tires, we'll go shopping around in Costco. I don't really make it a habit of going to Costco, mainly because I didn't have a membership, but also because people I knew also didn't have a membership, so there goes any reason to go to Costco. But the rare times where there's someone in our group that does have a Costco membership, going there is an experience. Not a good experience, not a bad experience, it's an experience. I just remember buying food, like the aforementioned $1.50 hot dog. Or like this big box of poutine that, against all odds, I managed to demolish by myself. I struggled at the end, but in the end, I managed to finish it off. Even now, I can remember the last time I struggled to finish off poutine and Dimmy was giving me a hard time. It's like, finish your plate! Or box! Oh yeah, recently, if you were in the Girls Frontline 2 pulling stream in voice chat yesterday at like 9 a.m., you might have heard that my smoke alarm was going off. It was like 2 short beeps in the span of like 30 seconds. Like every 30 seconds it'd go off. 2 short beeps. So after I did my polls and disconnected from voice chat, I pulled out a chair, reached up to the ceiling, twisted off the smoke alarm, looked at the back, see what the hell was going on. I was like, did the batteries need to be changed? And then I found like the legend of like, what do these sounds mean when their smoke alarm goes off? And I looked up, 2 short beeps in 30-second intervals. This unit needs to be replaced immediately. Even if you replace the batteries, the beeping will still persist. This unit has reached the end of its life cycle. It is highly advised that you must replace the unit immediately. This unit can no longer detect carbon monoxide, so persistent use is highly dangerous. I'm like, damn. Yeah, that's kind of important. We should probably replace that. So I did the sensible thing. I hopped in the car, tried to remember the model that I'm using for the smoke alarm. But before I jumped in the car, I pulled out my phone, went to the nearest handyman shop near my house, started looking for smoke alarms. specifically smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detector 2-in-1, because I didn't want to buy separate units. And you know, turns out I had to replace multiple units. So far I've had to replace 2. So in terms of money, that kind of set me back. I kind of needed to, you know, spend a bit of money for quality. You know, I always try to like save money wherever I can, try to cut back on like snacks and stuff. Try to not order fast food as much as I can if I can help it. You know, little things I can save money here and there for. But when it comes to like things you're going to be using a lot or things that your life kind of depends on, I suggest spending a little bit more on quality. Like, for example, a pair of shoes. You don't want a pair of shoes that'll like wear out in 6 months. No, you want those things to last because you're going to be using them every single day. That's definitely something I would spend a little bit more money on, just to ensure some quality, some long-term quality. So, smoke and carbon monoxide detectors definitely would fall in that category. Oh yeah, I need to try heroic mode in the new Girls Frontline 2 event. I just haven't had any time to do that because I need to do Azure Lane event. I need to grind an infinite wealth. I need to do Blue Archive stuff. Genshin, I can just log in, spend resin, do my dailies, done. Or at least until the new patch drops next week. Which I'll be streaming on Thursday. I'll be streaming my Nefer pulls on Thursday. Then Friday, we're gonna be trying a new thing on Friday. I won't spoil what it is, but it's gonna be something new, something kind of new, anyways. Which means I need to set up for that too, and kind of prepare for that. Something like this requires a bit of preparation, at least. Alright, this might start delving a little bit into my personal life, but I'm starting to reach that point where I'm like, you know what? I don't really care if I get fired from my current job or not. That's how much I'm fed up with this current job. I won't say what my job is, just for the sake of not doxing myself or giving away too much personal information, but, you know. For someone of my education level, it pays pretty well. But the downsides of the job are, it's starting to accumulate, and the effects are being felt. I would go as far to say that I started feeling the effects of the job last year? Around this time, actually. Huh. Funny that, huh? Like, not only was I starting to feel like physical pain, which, you know, thankfully the job offers like benefits that, like, I can go to like a chiropractor, a physiotherapist to have that looked at, and they'll cover most of it. But there's also things that started happening to me that I don't think a chiropractor or a physiotherapist can cure. As some of you may know, I've been talking about like how I've been having a recurring problem of like sleep. Like, the specific issue is, in terms of sleep, like, everyone knows I work like weird hours at my job. And I get home at like 8 at night. And then start stream usually at 9. And usually go to like 11 to midnight. Maybe a little longer if it's a Yakuza finale. Well, you know, after that, I usually like take about half an hour or so to unwind. And then go to bed at like 12:30 at night. But something I've been noticing since last year, around this time last year, is that when I go to bed, like, I'll sleep, I'll have a dream, and then for some reason or another, I'll end up waking up around like in between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Like, I'll wake up, I'll reach for my phone, I'll turn it on, I'll look at the clock, and see the time, and be really annoyed. Be annoyed that it's like only like 3, 4, 5 a.m. So then, you know, at that point, I'll just like look for something to pass the time, something to help me fall asleep. So it's either scrolling through Twitter in the late night, or maybe go on YouTube or find something. Eventually it works. But I don't know. The problem kind of persisted after that. Like, I tried taking like melatonin tablets. I tried taking magnesium tablets. Hell, I even had the doctor give me a sample of like sleeping tablets. None of those worked. None of those fixed the problem. I kept having the same problems. And at first it didn't really affect me during the day. Like, I didn't feel more or less tired. But after like, I'd say 6 months, it started affecting me at work. Like, for some reason, like when I show up to work nowadays, and around the time this started happening, like, I would just feel like so much tired when I went into work. Sometimes I would even like fall asleep at work. But the thing is, like, I didn't have this problem when, like, if it's my day off. Like, around the same time where this happened to me at work, I wouldn't feel that feeling of tiredness when I'm at home. So, like, doing the troubleshooting, like, I tried going off caffeine too to see if that would fix the problem. Like, I tried cutting out caffeine for like a whole month, but that didn't work either. I still had trouble sleeping. As in, I would wake up at like 4 in the morning for some bizarre reason. Like, I don't even know the reason is. Like, I wasn't having nightmares. Like, I can more or less remember what kind of dreams I've been having. Like, mostly it's all about, like, when I, like, look back at, like, the common themes of the dreams I've been having since last year. Mainly it's just about, like, mundane stuff. like traveling. Like that's it, just traveling. Because how do I know it's about traveling? Because like the dreams I have usually take place at like an airport or a hotel or a train station or in a car. So yeah, I just mainly been having dreams of traveling, so... And nothing really bad happens in those dreams, too. Sure, some strange things may happen, like... I think the strangest thing that happened was probably, like... getting weird gifts from friends. But nothing that I would consider nightmarish. It's like nothing that would like give me the heebie-jeebies. Nothing that would make me scream out in terror. Like nothing of that sort. Like the scariest thing that would happen in these dreams is like potentially missing our flight or our train or something like that. Like I said, mundane stuff. So I don't think I've been suddenly woken up from a nightmare. It's not that. And the fact that like I only feel like this extra feeling of tiredness at work. And the fact that like I started having like pains. Porcelain dolls. I don't recall saying anything about porcelain dolls. Oh, you mean like the weird gifts I got? No. No. I can't even remember what the weird gifts are, but I definitely remember it wasn't porcelain dolls. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get here is like, we went on a long tangent about like, maybe it's just manifesting just how much I'm fed up with my current job. It's starting to manifest in ways that I don't really like. It's like, on one hand, I really do just want to walk away from this job. On the other hand, I'm going to be very hard-pressed to find a job that pays similar to the one I have right now with my current education level. And frankly, I don't really want to take out a loan, like a huge loan, for like extra education. That I don't know, that seems like a really bad idea. So I don't know, I feel stuck. Plus, yeah, like you said, job market is utter butts. It's utter trash. That's why I'm very hesitant to leave. Like, on one hand, I'm very hesitant to leave. On the other hand, I feel like at this point, if they did, like, if I did do something stupid at my job and they fired me, I wouldn't care at all. If anything, I'd probably feel relief that I'm finally free. Weird, isn't it? I work this job so I can keep making money, so I can keep, you know, paying for my hobbies and paying my editor who keeps editing my videos. I don't know. As much as I want to go into more detail as to what I do with my job, for the sake of my own privacy, I'm not going to. I can say for certain, however, that like my personality and disposition is really incompatible with this job. Like, ugh. I just stick it with it because it pays the bills. It pays for my toys. It pays for a lot of things. And I know that part of being an adult is kind of like putting up with some stuff that you don't like in order to get the job done, so to speak. Whether it be like taking care of your family, taking care of yourself. But there's gotta be a limit to that. I suppose maybe now I should, like, in my spare time, start looking for, like, a different job. But like you said, Prisma, the job market right now is just utter butts. Like utter dislike of interacting with strangers who are disrespectful and bosses just leaving you on your own. You know, I don't mind the whole bosses leaving me on my own. In fact, I prefer it. I prefer to be left alone. I don't like bosses or supervisors just like hovering over me, just watching my every move. No, that sounds like hell. But you're kind of on the money with the whole utter dislike of interacting with strangers who are disrespectful. Like, I feel like I mentioned this before, but like, the only clue that I'll give as to what my job is that it's one of the very few jobs that exists that where being very good at your job isn't punished with more work. That is the only kind of tidbit I will ever give about my job. So if, like, I do my job really well and I clear out the workload, since I have to be present at the job, I can't just leave. I can just kick back and relax. Because my job is, like, kind of dependent on people approaching me. I can't go out. I can't leave where my workstation is. So if I do a good job and just clear everything off my table, so to speak, I can just, like, hang out, do nothing, maybe watch TV if it's in my line of view. But when it does get busy, when I can't just walk away from the job, oh boy, can it suck. It especially sucks when we get those kinds of people who walk in who think they own the goddamn place. But I digress. Like, I have had IRL friends suggest to me, like, maybe become a transport driver, a truck driver, where I could just spend hours alone on the road with no one bothering me. And while that does sound appealing at first, the trade-off obviously is that, like, you're gonna be very far away from a kitchen, and therefore any chance of eating healthy just goes out the door. Or the window, I suppose in this case. The truck window. Just need to stretch out my legs for a bit. Maybe I should, like, start looking to now. It's like, alright, Google, tell me. Best jobs for people who don't like people. Alright, let's take this talent transformation quiz. No, to start the quiz. 60 questions and statements for 4 choices. Oh boy. Will be enjoyable. Not much. I see these questions are going to be very vague. Unless you figure out how to do those pretty neat camp cooking stuff I've been watching. That sounds appealing, but... Oh, thanks indeed. Thanks that page cannot be found. 40-hour work week careers for someone who hates people. A park ranger? Like, a good analogy I've heard is like for people with like my mental disposition trying to work a public facing job. It's like trying to sleep inside a nightclub. I mean, sure, eventually you could do it. But you're gonna be miserable. It's gonna do like so much damage to like your nervous system, your mental health. It just doesn't feel worth it. If you're okay with being entry level forever, data analysis is something to look at. Yeah, and trucking is like 60 to 70 hours a week. I don't know about that. I don't like working overtime. My time is precious. And I spend it being a VTuber in my spare time. I'm just looking everywhere for job for people who hate people. That's me. Which is a very weird thing for a hero to say. Data analyst. I don't know, some of these jobs require like post-secondary education, and like I said, I don't feel like putting myself in a huge debt for a possible return on investment. That seems like a bad idea, especially since, you know, as someone who's worked in the gambling industry, I can tell that I don't like those odds. I don't like those odds at all. It's hard to find something that pays as much as, or more, as what I currently do, without requiring any formal education. It's rough out there. You see, I've been seeing that meme of like the kryptonite of terminally online people is a job application, which I wholeheartedly agree with. But the fact that I'm like actually thinking about like a job change just proves that I am not, in fact, allergic to a job application. I hate the whole process, don't get me wrong, but I'm not afraid of it. Being afraid of something and hating something are completely different things. Sometimes there's overlap, but most of the time there's not. 25 lucrative jobs for people with social anxiety. I wouldn't say that I have social anxiety. Like, I can manage talking to people. I just don't like talking to people. I mean, that's also why I've been trying to do the whole writing thing. If that kicks off, well then, I can coast on royalties for a little bit. A court reporter, huh? Truck driving. Truck driver keeps popping up, but you know, I'm weighing the pros and cons of being a truck driver. And unfortunately, I'm seeing too many cons. It's rough out there, especially when you have an introverted personality. Even though as a VTuber, I probably come off as more extroverted. Mainly because like there's that filter of the screen between me and chat that I can feel more comfortable. I mean, if you were to meet me IRL, I'd probably like, if we were like acquaintances or strangers, I'd probably give you like short, like one-word answers. Go into only as much detail as necessary. And generally avoid talking to you. If you're a friend, I'd probably open up to you more, but like to strangers, I keep to myself. It's hard out there. This is probably something I should probably discuss with like my IRL friends who know me much better. Because as much as I like you, chat, I know it's not always a good idea to take the advice of internet strangers at face value. Well, I feel like I'm getting better at this yapping thing. Let's see if we can go for like another half hour. Well, I've been invited to kind of this Thanksgiving, Halloween crossover potluck thing. Like last weekend, I was invited to like a Thanksgiving dinner from one of my IRL friends. It's like, I just happened to have that Saturday off because I was planning to go somewhere Saturday with my friends. Just for a day. But unfortunately, those plans fell through. So by some stroke of luck, a different friend invited me over for Thanksgiving dinner, and since my schedule just happened to be free that day, I accepted the invitation. Or you can be me and have all online friends. Love them all, but can't shake the loneliness of the distance. Yeah, it's like... being friends with internet people is like, oh, we get along so well, but like you live in frickin' Narnia and some shit. So yeah, anyways, back to the Thanksgiving dinner. What do we have for Thanksgiving dinner? Well, we had the classic turkey, the mashed potatoes, the cranberry sauce, the pumpkin pie, the apple crisp, the ice cream. What else do we have? The green beans, the turkey stuffing, the gravy, the crazy bread from Little Caesars, because there was a kid there that was kind of a picky eater, so we bought that as a contingency plan. Oh yeah, we also watched like a bit of like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on Netflix because we could. Because I wanted to like make the comparisons between Mighty Morphin and Zoodanger to see like what was different, what was the same, what was better in one version and what was better in the other version. Definitely the music was better in Mighty Morphin. The fact that Goldar spoke more in Mighty Morphin compared to Grifforzor, who was more of a silent threat, that's kind of like up to your own personal taste. The difference between Rita Repulsa's voice and Bandora's voice was highly noticeable. A lot of things happened in a different order from between Mighty Morphin and Zoodanger. Like, in Zoodanger, they didn't get their guardian beasts for quite a bit. But it's like, in Mighty Morphin, I think it was like episode 1, they got their Zords. And you know, Megazord compared to Daizujin, the names of everything. The names of the henchmen of Rita. Oh yeah, like I think like it was like Trini's sister in like one of the earlier episodes. It's like looking back on it, oh, they made Trini's sister wear the same clothes and same hairstyle of that one Japanese girl in Zoodanger who was kidnapped by that that monster of the week that looked like a big chicken with the scissors. It's like, wow, they made her dress up exactly like that little girl, that little Japanese girl. Just for the sake of consistency. It was kind of funny when I noticed that. It's like they used the Zoodanger footage. It's like, you could tell that's a little Japanese girl. Like, if you were paying enough attention, you could tell. But it was a nice little trip down memory lane. It was nice watching the first couple of episodes of Mighty Morphin. I kind of wanted to watch Netflix Devil May Cry. Just so I can be like, I actually watched it, so I have legitimate claims to say that it was actually bad. But then I remembered there were little children present. So, you know, with all the blood and violence, that probably wasn't a good idea to watch Devil May Cry on Netflix. So I watched Mighty Morphin instead. And the kids really liked Mighty Morphin. And the father of those kids was very excited that the kids were very excited to watch Mighty Morphin. Why hurt yourself like that? Because, like, if I'm going to criticize something that is part of an IP that I really love, then I need to do the research. I need to hate it for the right reasons. And not just, you know, adopt the opinions of some random YouTuber. Like, I already watched, like, the first 5 or 6 episodes of Netflix Devil May Cry, so, like, and I generally did not like what I was seeing. Especially how they handle, like, the characterizations of, like, Lady especially, but also, like, some of the, like, the greater demons, like, Agni and Rudra. Like, why do they have their heads? Agni and Rudra are not supposed to have their heads. Like, those bodies are just, like, you know, those bodies don't belong to them. The real Agni and Rudra are the swords. Better than OG DMC anime? It's much worse. Like, I've seen, like, OG DMC anime. Maybe one day we should, like, I should do, like, a watch party of the OG DMC anime. Like, at the very least, I still have fond memories of that, unlike the Netflix adaptation. Dear God. Like, I still have, like, the ending theme, I'll Be Your Home, on my MP3 player that's connected to my car. Dante loves sundaes. I mean, who doesn't? I like ice cream. It just reminds me of, like, that one Skullgirls comic. It's like, hey, are you eating ice cream again? Well, whenever I have a bad day, I eat ice cream. But you're eating ice cream every day. Mm-hmm. It's like, I saw that, I was like, too real. Too real. I'm in this comic, and I don't like it. How long is that thing anyways? The OG Devil May Cry anime. Let's go look at my anime list. Devil... 2007, I believe. Wow, was it really that long? I thought it was a little more recent than that. It's 12 episodes, okay. Yeah, I know it came out after DMC 3 because Lady's in it. I'm just looking at the cast list and I got sad because I saw the voice of Trish, Atsuko Tanaka, and I get sad because I remember that she passed away, I think, last year. So I don't know if they're if they're gonna do any more DMC stuff. Are they gonna recast her? I don't know. Just thinking about it makes me sad. Anyways, let's stop looking at that. Let's stop. What the hell, man? Okay. Something happened with the music. There we go. Music's back on. Yeah, it's old. In short, DMC anime is old. But still willing to watch it again. DMC 1 remake rumored to be in the works. I mean, if anything needs a remake or remaster, it's DMC 1. As someone who's played DMC 1 recently, as in a couple of years ago, yeah, there's a lot of jank in that. But there's still a lot of charm in that game too. It's equal parts charm and jank. And when you get like close-up of Dante's face, like, yeah, you know that was supposed to be Leon. Yeah, DMC anime is 2007. Aged like milk, but has retro charms. Like, yes, but it was still playable. But the camera angles were kind of jank. The platforming was also kind of jank. And the less said about the underwater parts, the better. And yet, I still look fondly back on that game. Just make sure the person doesn't heckin' inject their personal views into it instead of following No, yeah, this was like before the 2010s and before the 2020s, so bite your tongue. Fixed camera is a treat. There are some parts where it really fights against you. Anyways, I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. Yeah, this is the 2007 anime is the origin of Patty Lowell and Morrison. Like, that's where they were pulled from to put in Devil May Cry 5. Even though we only hear Patty's voice. And Morrison goes from being a white man in the 2000 anime to a black man in Devil May Cry 5. Don't worry about it. I'm looking at like the cast list again. I was like, hey, I recognize some of these voices. Or at least the Japanese voices. Most of them, at least. There's some big names in here. Wow, there are a lot of big names here. Especially Akio Otsuka as Morrison. They got Solid Snake to be Morrison? Damn. Rule of Rose. Wow. It's been a long time since I thought about Rule of Rose. All I remember is Brown is best dog. Brown is such a good boy. Atmosphere top notch. Combat horrid. I mean, isn't that what a good horror game should be like? Like, the combat is supposed to suck. Brown, such a good boy. Also, since like we're halfway through October, I should probably mention that that yes, the Movember Marathon will be making a return. And I think I've pretty much decided like what game or game series that I'll be challenging myself with. But I won't reveal what it is just yet. I have an idea. I just need to make sure that things work. That I can capture the things properly. And see if will controller work or will I be bound to keyboard? Of course, I'll need to figure that out in my free time. And unfortunately, free time has been... It's been a rarity, let's just say. I'm not doing StarCraft 2 Brutal again. I'm not giving money to Blizzard so I can get Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void. I already beat StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty on Brutal. Because you paid for it, Soul. But yes, once again, I'll be raising money to advocate for the awareness and possibly problem solve men's physical and mental health, like prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, suicide prevention, etc., etc. Soul wants you to build some character. At the rate he's going, he's gonna build me into a goddamn villain. Pylons! Pylons! You must construct additional pylons! But I was playing Terran. I only played Protoss for like 4 bonus missions. But yeah, that'll be running for the majority of November. With exceptions for Sundays, which are the Super Sentai watch-alongs. And possibly Wednesdays if we're doing like Zestiria the Cross watch-along. Or playing Exilia, or playing Symphonia, or playing whatever Tales game we finally decide on. Oh yeah, we're playing Outlast Trials next week. I need to remember that. Well, like I said before with you guys, playing Outlast Trials wasn't scary at all. If anything, it was just... it turned into a slapstick comedy instead of a horror game. Because I'd just be running away from the monsters or the enemies, and the Benny Hill theme is just playing in my head. And occasionally I turn around and throw a brick at them. Alright, Prisma's gonna be a big chicken. I'm gonna be like a big idiot. Picking a fight with monsters that I have no way to really combat against. And Soul's gonna be shaking his head while he's doing the objectives. That's exactly how I believe it's gonna happen. And Jack's gonna be the wild card. I don't know. Maybe I should I play a solo game of Outlast Trials tonight before I go to bed? Maybe. Like, I don't really feel like playing it right now on stream either. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways. You know, the potluck is happening on a Sunday on the 26th of October, but I work that day, so I'm gonna be going there right after work, but I'm not gonna have, like, any time to, like, go home, make something, or even, like, make something in the morning, leave it in the fridge, and go home and pick it up. Nah. You know what? I'm probably just gonna, like... It's a potluck. I'll probably, like, stop by somewhere on the way and, like, pick up, like, either a box of donuts or a pizza. I don't know. My first playthrough with Soul, after we finished up and heading to bed, my hallway was pitch dark. Scared me so bad. Aw. Now I'm just imagining Prisma, like, shaking like a leaf as she's trying to navigate her way to her bedroom in a pitch dark hallway. The encroaching darkness. And she's like, why do I hear boss music? Things are constantly happening. I would like for it to stop, please. But it's like, but first, I need to do stuff in Azure Lane and Blue Archive and maybe Girls Frontline 2. Man, being a gacha gamer kind of sucks sometimes. Sometimes. That's the key word. Boom, 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 boom. Do you ever have that feeling of something watching you when you wander through the dark? It's always around stairs? Yeah. Something about the difference in elevation. And stairs usually make for a good hiding spot because, like, you could crouch down because of the lowered elevation. There's usually a wall to the side of the stairs, so, like, they could hide around the corner. And, you know, there's always the very real fear that it's like a home invasion. And, you know, someone broke into your house and they made their way up the stairs and they realize they've been caught. So, things are gonna escalate quickly. And that's just like the realistic look, too. Like, forget monsters. Like, put aside the thought of monsters. It's like, oh, is this an armed robbery? Uh-oh. I'm in danger. Anyways. You know what? I think I'm all yapped out for tonight. Thank you for joining me as I do a pretty long Zatsudan session, as I talk about nothing. And thank you for joining me for my Kamen Rider O's Driver showcase. I'll probably have to download the VOD and send it over to Iggy. Speaking of Iggy, I see Iggy is raiding right now, or streaming right now. We're gonna raid Iggy. He is playing Nikkei. He has Jill. Anyways, good night everyone, and remember, stay prime.